Sir Stephen House has claimed that the Metropolitan Police acted with integrity during the investigation into Partygate and that officers made decisions based on the facts and were proper. House gave evidence at the London Assembly Police and Crime Committee this week to defend the almost 4-month investigation into COVID rule breaches in Downing Street and Whitehall. It appeared that Bojo was only issued a single fixed penalty notice, but was evidenced to have been at other breaches where others received penalty notices, but he did not. Now, I've made my place on this quite clear, although a few people don't agree with my opinion, and that is that I think the COVID regulations were all a load of rubbish in the first place and were unlawful, which means that police dishing out FPNs acted unlawfully and beyond their scope. I think that everyone who was issued with a fixed penalty notice should be reimbursed, and any mention of the charge on their record, if there is one, should be scrubbed. And this leads me to Bojo's penalty notice. Personally, I don't think the police should be or should have wasted the time, money and resources on an investigation into who in power breached the so-called COVID rules. The public can clearly see now that those in power gave not a single crap about us, the people, and simply went about their business laughing and living it up, which has already damaged the public's perception of those who have been caught out. When we received fixed penalty notices as members of the public, it's likely that we had to choose between feeding ourselves and paying the penalty. But for people like those involved in Partygate, they simply wouldn't and likely don't give a damn about a bloody £100 penalty notice. It's not like it's going to make them think twice, and they certainly won't miss it. And the money received in penalty notices won't even scratch the surface of what it's cost for the police to investigate. Some people have said in the comments, so you think Boris should get away with it? Well, no. And he hasn't gotten away with anything because the public now know what a two-faced absolute walloper he is, which is going to affect his future standing when it comes to election time. Issuing him a fixed penalty notice isn't going to make a blind bit of difference. In fact, if I remember correctly, COVID regulation breaches are not a recordable offence, so it will literally make no difference to him or to us. Considering the fixed penalty notices that were issued, a vast amount were thrown out upon appeal, indicates that they were not lawfully issued anyway. And as I say, to a millionaire or multi-millionaire, as many in power are, is it going to make a difference to them to have to pay a £100 fixed penalty notice? It's not. Is the exposure that they were two-faced pieces of crap going to affect them? Yes, it will, because public perception is a powerful thing. Stephen House shouldn't be backing up the police for their waste of time investigation. He should be telling the London Assembly that the entire thing has been a farce, and people who were assaulted and attacked by police for simply being out of their homes is an affront to the law and justice system. And this target on Bojo is wasting taxpayers' money on what I deem to be a non-crime and should simply be forgotten about. As I say, those who were issued fixed penalty notices should have their money reimbursed, and we should simply be forgetting the whole sorry story. But alas, the clown show continues. I mean, it's a laugh that the Partygate investigation has only come under criticism for not issuing Boris more than one fixed penalty notice, rather than being criticised for being a waste of time and money. Challenged over why the Prime Minister didn't receive a fine for attending a leaving party for his former communications director on the 13th of November 2020, during our second national lockdown, House said he was confident of the integrity of the decisions taken. He said that officers had looked at hundreds of documents, including emails, electronic door logs, in other words, people in and out of various times, diary entries, witness statements, photographs, CCTV images, and we sent questionnaires to people who we felt may have breached the legislation. Questionnaires? Did any of you get a questionnaire when you were issued a fixed penalty notice? No, you weren't. Ergo, complete joke and waste of time and money. House added that detectives critically cross-referenced the evidence to identify whether the individual, on a full consideration of all the facts that we had, including their own account, did or did not have a reasonable excuse for his or her participation in the gathering. Written to Sadiq Khan after he was asked to give a more detailed and formal explanation of how decisions were made. House said that in his letter he understands the strong interest, feelings and opinions in this case, and that the public would like more clarity. He added, "I would like to reassure you and the public that the Met has done its job to enforce the law carefully, thoroughly, proportionately, impartially, without fear or favour." Quite a few buzzwords there, isn't there? I don't really think that the majority of the public give two shits about this when there's stabbings and murders going on all over the place. Detectives have been sifting through politicians' bullcrap questionnaires over offences that aren't even offences, when they should be dealing and looking into people being stabbed and killed in the streets. Now, I've said it already that this is a political issue being pushed by a political agenda in a way to smear the current government, which has cost more than tens of thousands in taxpayers' money, simply to do what Boris has already done himself for free. Expose himself to be a two-faced lying sack of crap, which will do more damage to him than issuing him with 1, 2 or even 3 fixed penalty notices. It's an utter circus. Big thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.